We've probably all heard the cliche that women wear many hats. Actually, that's not a cliche. There's a lot of truth in that. Wife, mother, mentors, teacher, counselor, cook, caregiver, housekeeper, career woman, healer, defender, encourager, fighter, entertainer, friend, hospitality specialist, minister, and dreamer. There are some of us who will find ourselves in this list as wearing all of these hats. Some just wear some of them, and more will be piled on as you go through life. Then there are some women who will find that they wear none of these hats. If that's the case, if you wear none, this video series is not for you. You probably just need to go get a life to begin with. But for those of us who are struggling through life, whether it be with a joyful heart or with a broken heart, whatever area we find ourselves in, we all need encouragement from time to time. Not only do we wear many hats as women, we also have needs. We have needs that a lot of times we don't clarify or speak too loudly about. Then there's some who stomp and scream about those needs. They're still needs that we have. Number one, we need for our husbands, boyfriends, fiancés, whoever they are, we need for them to love us. We need them to love us more than they love their careers, more than they love their friends. If they're in the ministry, more than they love their ministries. We need them to love us more than they love their hobbies and their egos. We need for our husbands to respect us and recognize us. We need for our parents to always see us as their sweet little girls, and also to respect us as the women we've become. We need for our children to know how much we love them, how much of our heart is for them. We also need them to love us back. We don't like to admit that, but we need for our babies to love us back, whether they're babies or whether they're adult children. We need for our children to show us respect, to realize that our lives are lived for them. We need for our churches, if we're involved in church, especially in any aspect of ministry or service, we need for them to not play politics with us or the manipulation game. We need for our friends to be loyal. Now that encompasses a world of ideologies and concepts, but we need them to be loyal. We need for our co-workers and people that we may minister to or take care of in some capacity, we need for them to recognize that we do have lives outside of them, and I don't mean that hatefully or negatively, but a lot of times we get so caught up in doing and taking care of others that we're taken for granted. We need for them to recognize that our families are our priority, and recognize that we need some time to spend with just our families, to nurture them and to give to them. We have many needs, and they can all be summed up in saying that as women, we want to be loved, we want to be respected, we want to be needed, and we want to be valued. And too often, even if it's in a joking manner, women are demeaned or are taken for granted. And children and husbands and even parents, you have no idea of how it may hurt your adult child, your adult daughter, when they don't get the love and the respect and the value they need. And sometimes we cover it up and pretend like we don't care, but we do. Every one of us who are honest will admit that we care. We want to be told we're beautiful. We want to be told that we're appreciated. And having said all that, we're going to start this video series that's just for women. It's entitled Woman, Warrior, or Weakling. And we have to decide how we're going to live our lives. We fall into one of those two categories. Either we're a warrior, fighting on no matter what we go through, or we are a weakling, being mistreated and succumbing to the manipulations and abuses of others, or just succumbing to life in general. But we have to decide which one that we'll be.